Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to start off by addressing the elephant in the room. My barber's actually closed, so I decided to fix the problem myself. Let me know what you think down below. Like me, many of you guys are going to be confined to your houses for the coming weeks, maybe months, as this global phenomenon plays out. It's a massively uncertain time, and I really hope that all you guys are well and staying sane through it. What I want to do in the meantime is create a couple of videos on the things that I've learned in my last year and a bit of flying. So the little nuggets of great information I picked up during my training, and then the tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, either things I've figured out myself or that pilots have taught me and given me those tips and tricks. And as a beginner, I think that's really important that you go out and you speak to more experienced pilots, and you just soak up as much knowledge about flying as you can. Knowledge keeps you safe in the air. So I've got this nifty fake wing from Parajet. You could try and fly it, I suppose. It's definitely going to be faster than the free ride. Not sure how well you're going to get on though. But yeah, really cool. They've made this this wing to help out schools with explaining things they can't necessarily do on the ground. So big ears, surging, stall speed, angle of attack, and how that plays out of your wing, and then some of the more aviation based knowledge as well, so things you pick up from doing PPL training, private pilot training, so you know, airflow over an airfoil, the effects of flaps or brakes on the wing. Yeah, so really good little tool. It's pretty nifty. At some point I might try adding some lines on this and a desk fan and see if we can get it to fly. I don't know how that's going to go. Not because of the wing, because of how good my my DIY and handy skills are. I don't think I'm going to be able to turn this into a flyable item. So what I wanted to talk to you today about is wing wobble. So you may experience this if you're flying in particularly thermic conditions, or if you've started to oscillate a little bit for whatever reason. Maybe you haven't smoothed out a turn quite as nicely as you should have done, and so your wing's now got a bit of rock and roll going on. So as a newbie, when you're ground handling, obviously you create the pendulum effect. So you're underneath the wing. If the wing goes over this way, you have to apply brakes on that side to get the wing to recover. When you're in the air, the pendulum is already there. You've got that stability, so you don't need to apply the brakes. However, if you're experiencing rocking, the natural thing from your ground handling is to apply brakes on that side. And what that actually does is it increases your rate of roll back across and over. So you end up going deeper. You apply brakes that way, you go deeper again. And some people want to do that. That's, you know, how you build up energy in your wing. And as you progress on to different types of flying, different styles of flying, you may actually want to do that. But for somebody just trying to stop your wing oscillating and trying to feel a bit more comfortable, somebody gave me a really good tip for controlling this. So if your wing's down here, ground handling tells you to pull this side to recover it. Now remember, you're the pendulum, so just your weight being underneath that and gravity is going to pull you back to central. What you don't want it to do is go beyond central and then the other side, and it'll keep rocking you for a little bit until you've got that stability back there. So what you can do is you can actually apply brakes, like a slight amount of brake, a little bit of pressure on the side that's dipping, and by doing that, the pendulum, remember, is going to try and whip you this way, and by applying brakes on that back edge, you actually slow the rate of roll because your wing's wanting to go this way, the pendulum's fighting to come back. So it reduces your roll rate, and as you're coming back towards central, you just want to let off those brakes nice and lightly. So remember, down like this, apply a little bit of brake and come back. Now it takes a little bit of work to get the timing of that right, but it's a really good tip when you know it. And what it also does is it helps your skills when you're turning. So if you're kind of turning your wing round like this, or you're rolling your wing, you want everything to be really nice and smooth and nice and controlled. You don't want to you know, turn your wing and immediately dump the brake up, because it's just going to roll out the other way. So you want to be able to gradually let that off and let your wing come back up to central. Really improves your flying, really improves the handling of the wing and how comfortable you'll feel as a pilot. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys will be able to get out there soon and practice that. Many of you will already know this trick. Maybe you even have your own tricks for controlling wing wobble. The best thing to do is to let your wing fly. So if you're going through thermic conditions, you don't really want to be deforming that airfoil. Any kind of deformation to it could put you at risk of minor collapses or stalls or whatever. So the best thing to do is to let your wing fly, but if you absolutely need to take control of it, again, little gentle inputs to bring yourself out, gentle input, bring it back up, and just practice that timing, and it's going to help out not just for wing wobble but also for like your control around turns. So really useful one I learned. Thank you to the pilot, you know who you are, who taught me that. And again, if you're unsure, speak to an instructor. You know, do some reading, do some research, get some extra training, whatever you might need to feel comfortable. Okay, so that's it. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to be doing more videos. The next one's going to be around windsocks, what makes a good windsock, how to read them from the air. If you don't have a windsock, judging your wind direction, and basically just improving your landing. I'll even put in a clip. I messed up one of my landings when I was fairly new. I think I was about 6 hours in at the time, because I completely forgot to check for wind direction. So I came in, wing tried to jump me into wind, and I ended up flying 6 foot that way. Yeah, join me next week. I'll put up another video. In the meantime, stay safe, hope you're well, and I look forward to seeing you in the air soon. Bye for now.